What is up, YouTube? McIntyre here, bringing you yet another guide video. Today we'll be focusing on Alarak. He's been out for about a day now. He also is live on the PTR, so I've had previous experience with him, but I wanted to bring you guys my thoughts on the hero, where I think he'll be at, the build for him, and then obviously provide you a gameplay afterwards. So just my overall thoughts of this hero so far. I do think that he will have some place within the meta. He does really well in a death ball because he can push people into you. A lot of times, like, you can push people into your CC. So if you pull them into, let's say, an ETC slide, that's really powerful, right? So that's the utility that he brings to a team. Unlike Kerrigan, who, yes, can pull in and combo, she kind of has to put herself out there to do that. This guy doesn't. He can be much safer about it. As you can see, there's a pretty good range on this. So he also provides a silence, which, followed up on a ETC slide, can also be really powerful, can stop a lot of spells from happening. And his W does as well, because of the push, cancel channels. So let's say just off chance a Thrall is sundering and you telekinesis him, it will cancel the sunder animation. So there's a lot of cool things going on. I think his E is also very underrated. Being able to sustain yourself and poke the enemy team is always powerful. Look at Thrall, for example, with his Q. So his E is kind of like a little mini Thrall Q. Does pretty good poke damage. Annoying to ranged assassins if you just eat them over and over again. You can actually chunk them out. It makes him actually a pretty good laner as well, because he has a decent wave clear and good self-sustain. So I think there's a lot of cool things going on here. If you look at his, even his 10 talents, Counter-Strike is pretty powerful, makes you immune to damage. Against some burst comps, this could be powerful. Or, I personally like Deadly Charge the most. It gives you an escape. It gives you a way to gank a lane, undetected. You can, with Kerrigan, right, a lot of times you have to Q and you get close enough to the person that they are like, oh, okay, I'm getting comboed by Kerrigan. This guy, you just like come from the shadows and go right into comboing them. And a lot of times people just don't react at all. So I do think he'll have a place in the meta. I don't know where he will be at exactly, but I feel personally that he is very strong right now. Maybe not like tier 1, but a pretty solid tier 2. So that's my kind of thoughts on Alarak. I'm going to go over the build now. This is my personal favorite as of today. I think there are a few different talent choices, and I'll talk about them, but I'll tell you the ones that I personally like at the moment. So I'm more focused on my bar being 100% on sadism. I only give up 10% somewhere in my build, and I'll show you where. But for the most part, I like to focus on the hero damage, as I feel like this hero is very rotation cooldown based. So if you are not dealing enough damage off of your cooldowns, then you're probably not going to kill somebody. So the idea here is that you want to cast your cooldowns, get a kill, or cast your cooldowns, reset, okay? If you take percentages away from that sort of burst combination, then, you might not have enough damage to kill someone, in which case, I don't think you're utilizing this hero properly. So looking at the level 1 talent, this is where this kind of argument first applies, is Applied Force is going to push further. I think this talent is really powerful, and a lot of people are taking it, but I've been going with Power Conduit just for the sustain in the early game and the poke in late game. You don't just burn your mana pool out with your E with this talent. And again, you save 10% of your damage. So kind of think about it that way. That's how I've been thinking about it. So I'm going to be taking Power Conduit at level 1. At level 4, this is another kind of talent that I think a lot of people disagree with. So Cycle of Discord, obviously decreasing cooldown by 2 seconds is very good. But I think because of the way that this hero works, I think Double Cross and being cooldown based again is more important here. Increasing the range of your Q, you can safely hit your Q without having to overextend into it. So, like a max range Q right now is pretty short, right? But if we add a little bit of range to it, then, we're allowed to kind of tipper people with the end of our Q without being at as much risk. The most important part for this talent for me is the 2 swords to the right and left. A lot of times you'll be like pulling people into you, and let's say they don't just perfectly line up here, but they push off to the side, just like a Kerrigan circle. If you Kerrigan circled yourself and you pull them in, right, which you do a lot, they pull into you, and then sometimes they slide to the left and right. But because your circle is so big, it lands. In this guy's case, his original sword size isn't big enough. So when you pull, a lot of the times they'll push to the sides and the cone will not hit. So I personally like the range the most. And again, I'm going to put a rotation onto a person and then reset. That's all I'm going to do on this hero. So at level 7, this talent, Endless Energy, I think is really good, but so hard to stack that I always go with Chaos Reigns. Again, more damage, more under the rotation of your damage. You know, this is where you want to be at. At level 10, we're going to take Deadly Charge, increasing your damage. It's also, you know, like I said before, you can come out of the shadows and, you know, combo somebody. It can be really powerful at just getting picks too, like there's a Vala running away and you charge up and just slash right through her. I think it's just the better talent. You can use it to escape. So, you know, if you're running away, you can alt W yourself. You create just enough space to get your ult off. You don't have to go very far. Like, if someone's chasing you and you get that much distance, then you can mount and get away from them. So I'm pretty much always taking Deadly Charge these days. So at level 13, so this is another kind of, depending on where you're at and what you're doing, talent. There's two choices for me here. Again, I don't want to lose damage, so Pure Malice is choice number, I'd say, 2. If your team's dying, you're playing Hero League, and it seems like your team's dying a lot, Pure Malice, I think, is really powerful. If you die too, you get 8% damage just off the bat, so technically you get 10 almost to 10% if you take a 10% away when you die. For the most part, I've been taking Psychokinesis, I think is how I pronounce that. I don't know English, but it's going to increase the damage of my W by 100%, which is going to kind of almost double the damage of the talent because of my sadism, right? My ability power is increased, so this will go to 200, which will then do 400, right? So instead of doing 200 damage, which like it does now, it will do 400 damage. So again, increasing the overall combination of the burst. At 16, this is the first talent that I think I take that decreases my sadism, and it's because Quick Mind is just so powerful. A lot of times you don't have to do anything other than W them into your team. That's enough. So being able to W them in on a 6-second cooldown is so powerful. The other thing is a lot of these talents aren't that good. I was using Sustaining Power for a little while. It is really insane if you can hit like 3 people with your E. You'll heal like 600 health in a team fight. So it is pretty, I mean, that's pretty good. 600 health is a lot. So these are the two talents that I kind of have been using the most. I tried the range as well, but it's not so useful without the pushback. So these are the two talents that I've been taking the most. Quick Mind, I'd say, has had the most success, although Sustaining Power was pretty fun while I used it. So just remember how you're using your abilities. And then at 20, I'm going to take Hasty Bargain. And a lot of people would disagree with me on this one. Some people would agree with me, but the reason I don't take Counter-Strike and I take this, I know that you decrease your damage every time you use it, but there are a lot of times in the late game, especially, that all it takes is one good team fight to win the game, okay? And in this case, this talent allows you to kind of execute the game and get it over with, okay? Or in some cases, you can Hasty Bargain to get away, because you can rewind your telekinesis and telekinesis away from the enemy. So it's kind of a dual sort of thing going on. You don't want to just use it every team fight, right? You only want to use it when you know that, you know, this is going to net me a Dragon Knight that's going to get me a keep. And then you're giving up 4% for a keep, and that's totally fine, I think. So most games I end when I take this talent, I get to about maybe 70 is the max that I've gotten to. I've hit it probably 5 times. Remember, when you do use this talent, though, the more you use it, the worse it gets. So just be careful when you're hitting Hasty Bargain. That's all I have to say. You don't have to use it. The hero is pretty good by himself, but he just gets that extra oomph in a team fight sometimes when you need it. Alright, so the next thing we're going to go over is just the abilities and like how to play the hero. So a lot like Kerrigan, he's got his own little combo where you want to kind of pull people in and then silence them, right? That's the whole thing with this guy. You can also, you know, Q, you can also push yourself towards them in Q. Sometimes that's the better if you're trying to follow up like one of your teammates, like ETC's ahead of you and you're like, oh, okay, I'm here, you know? That's sometimes better. The other sort of thing that you can be doing on this guy is like, I like to pull the wave in and then Q. Just like you're comboing a person, you can pull all the minions into you and then Q the wave. It's a really good wave clear. The other combo that I think, let's see if I can push the totem. I think I can. Okay, yeah. So the other thing that I like really doing on him, and this is the one that I think a lot of people like freak out in my stream. They're like, "Oh my god, that was awesome!" When I was doing it yesterday, was when you ult, you'll charge into them, okay, and then you can kind of push yourself and them at the same time. Okay, and when you do that, you want to Q towards the opposite direction on which you are pushing and pulling yourselves. Okay, so in this case, if this is the dummy, and we'll just pretend this is the target, if I'm on him and I pull us both this way, I want to Q that way, right? So what this is gonna do, if you do it quick, is it almost guarantees the Q hit. And the one you just saw there I missed is because he was, so if I'm to the top of him and I pull us down, he's behind me, right? But if he is in front of me and I pull us down, oh, he's in front of me and I pull us down, he should be in front of me still, right? So now you want to kind of work this into your ultimate. So you're gonna want to ult into the target. You'll get on them, pull them, Q them, and then you can punch them. When they get out of range, you finish them off with lightning surge. Okay. Now we're gonna add hasty bargain to this combo. So we go into them, pull them, Q them, reset, pull them, Q them. All right. I missed there at the end. He pulled through me, but that's the full Alarak. You're probably gonna do a good amount of damage combo, right? So again, we'll try it one more time. Right, so we did 4,000 damage, and I'm losing percentages here. If you have the sadism talent at 13, and a few people have died, you'll be doing even more, up to like 5,000 damage on this combo. One thing that I really want to talk about too, though, is trying to get in the E in between. I think you can, but you have to be really fast about it, because the silence doesn't last long enough. If you're silencing the target and you go for this combo and you don't get the second silence, a lot of heroes will use some sort of escape or bolt or something like that, right? So for me, it's usually better to go into it, make sure you hit it, rewind and hit it again. Just make sure you hit it, right? And it usually is enough. So now I'm at 4,000 damage on my total combo. So a lot of times too, you don't even want to punch them. You just want to... Oh, he got behind me. You don't want to punch him or anything. I think as I continue to master the combo, I think you probably can work in some autos somewhere. Maybe on the, when you first get there, auto and then do it, right? But again, as you can see, I'm still practicing. Try mode obviously is your friend. You can practice just all your everything about the hero. The distances, you know, if I push him here, a lot of times, you know, you'll see me I'll W then pull the full W so that I know where he's going, right? So if I W here and I see that max range, then I need a Q there. He's not that hard. I mean, there's not, if you want to, let's say this person's running to the right and your ETC's to the left, you can walk up, oh, okay, and then try to hit the combo, right? Knock them to the left. You want to practice the left and right as well. So if you're going to play this hero, I would just come into try mode and do exactly what I'm doing. Again, I talk about the importance of try mode. This guy is the perfect case for it. The last little combo that I want to talk about, and sometimes you don't open up with a charge, but you get a person, you kind of get a combo on them, like a WQ combo. You get them really weak. If you're ganking someone in lane and you don't charge, let's say, because you don't need to, you can combo them, like we were talking about before. We'll pull him in and Q him, then go right into our charge. There'll be silence. A lot of people will be trying to run away. And if you're quick enough about it, you can hit R and just immediately release it when it goes green. Like that, right? So like pull, Q, auto, release. And there's still silence. A lot of people will panic. Works pretty good, honestly. I always lightning at the very end of my combo, as I think it's probably the best time to do it because you can do it at a range. You might as well get your auto attacks in while you can. And then when they get away, lightning surge them. But that's just my philosophy behind it. I would rather auto than, E for 205 damage when I auto for 319. I guess you would E for almost 400 because of sadism, but yeah. So, as you can see, these are just all the little things that you can do with this character. He's a lot of fun. One, quick tip is, if you hold Alt and W, you immediately go forwards. This is a huge deal for this hero. If people are chasing you, use this, because then you won't, for the most part, even if someone's right behind you, you won't hit them. Another quick tip is, although you can, I would suggest using Smart Cast on W for this hero. Although you can, hit W, hold it, and then drag it all the way down. If you want to do a quick pull, you can just W, barely pull it, as you see, and then it'll still go that direction. So you could be to really speed up your combo once you get really good at where they're going, now I don't have to do full pulls to see, and the more I W, the more my brain the more my brain adjusts to where he's going, so the less I need that marker, right? So if I were to E him here, he would end up somewhere in here, right? And then my brain just continues to adjust to that. Alright, so I hope all these little tips help you guys. Obviously, this here is going to take a lot of practice for anyone. I'm getting way better at it. I've practiced it for, the PTR and now a whole day of playing him yesterday. I've started to get really comfortable on him, especially with this kind of, combo. Again, a lot of people get really excited when they see that. It's not that hard, and if you practice it, you'll get it. No time at all. But hopefully you guys will see these sort of things come to, I think the word is fruition? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe I messed that up. But you'll see them come to life within this gameplay that I'm about to show you. With that said, I'll see you guys in the game. Cheers. Alright guys, so jumping into this game, just looking at both team compositions. I want to say that our team is a bit better than theirs. We have the Butcher as kind of pseudo tank. They don't really have a front line. They also have a Brightwing to protect them. Brightwing's not super great against Alarak, so I'd say Ariel's much better as, being able to Crystal Aegis somebody when they get pulled in is going to be a bigger deal than just being able to dust the person that's dying. So it looks like we have maybe the new objective. I don't know. I thought about it. So again, we're gonna go with the same build that we just went over, taking Power Conduit at level 1. This is just gonna help the early game and even late game mana issues. So not really too much going on here. I mean, the things that I can work out for. Oh, it looks like this is a Nova main. Missed my cue. Seems like a Nova main thing to say. I can hit the Nova when she's, Invis. I could also combo the Tracer, and she won't be able to E. A lot of Tracers like fall for it too. They won't Q your combo. I think the pool's actually like kind of mini CCs. So, oh, this guy. But I just want to really be using my. Oh man. Okay. I was gonna say I really want to be using my E as much as possible in these kind of laning situations. Oh, must. Just because it's gonna not only put damage onto them, but it's gonna sustain me. Again, this is kind of why we took the mana reduction talent at this level. Is so that we could keep the constant E pressure up. Oh. I thought she had no more Qs. That was very close. Should have maybe held on to my W for one more second there. One W into an E would have been enough. Or maybe just E'd. Tracer doesn't really have a high health pool, so I could have just killed her probably if I had lightninged. I want to get this globe. Now, I personally don't want to be the one standing on this point, but I will do it just for the first few shots because there's not really anything going on. But for the most part, we probably want to have Butcher on it. I'm just zoning here. Oh, that's a lot of damage. I'm still kind of wanting Butcher to come middle. Hopefully he will. They double cross now. Might be able to kill this. One more combo and this is guard dice. Oh, so close. We did finish the shots though, so that's good. See if we can kill this guy. Oh. I was hoping that she would Q to the left, which is why I kind of aimed my W a little bit to the left. Good Zul route though. She had no E from the previous time she E'd the Zul route. Could kind of lightning surge the whole tower there too if you angle yourself correctly. You want to look for those kind of values. Like if I angle here and then I E base, I can hit both the base and the wall. Need to protect this guy. Should be fine to do that, yeah. Missed my W. Still landed the Q. Again, like increased range coming in. There. I think with the Zul we might be able to get a kill. Ooh, that stinks. That Banling hit me last second. If he has jailers. Don't want to dive too hard here. Keep casting that E on cooldown in these team fights. Kind of use that Q to zone the Nova. Not that important that I hit her, honestly. So if I was 10 there, that's when I would have ulted. As I was saying in the kind of when I was talking about it before, a lot of people run away when they're like threatened. And when they do that, that's the best time to charge up your ult, because you can just chase after them. There's no way they get away from you, right? I think during that whole fight we didn't have Butcher. We're going to hit 10. Maybe they don't contest this at all, just because of the level advantage. A lot of people will give things up. Some people are insane and will just charge in. This Brightwing looks like one of those people. But I do want to get back down here. We do have 10. We should win this fight pretty much every day of the week. Ariel's not, I don't think, the best at doing the shrine, though. So we'll look for one of those combos here on the Zagara. I think they might have saw that I came down. Just clear up some creep. Oh, here we go. Oh, I totally screwed that up. So as you can see, I'm not perfect. I still make mistakes. And I'm still learning the hero. Oh man. Close. Got this Hydralisk on me. Yeah, okay. Okay, we got the camp out. Just looking for this Nova. Pretty good maul. Oh. Our team's 3 levels up now. I don't really think my team's dying much, so I'm not gonna go into pure sadism or pure malice here. Pure sadism. Just pick up the telekinesis damage. Now I can just stand around and wait for a pick. Me and Crunk Juice probably find a pick somewhere in here, maybe. The Nova is a really easy one to kill. Not a huge health pool, so. Like they're rotating on top of top. Ariel's got crystal. Always look W out of that crystal. There you go. There's the combo right there. Sometimes, like I said, you don't lead up with a charge, so. There's again canceling channels with your W, which is why I like the 16 talent so much. Cancel the Brightwing's Emerald Wind. Oh. Whoops. Probably charging his ult, maybe. I'm not super into fighting this, but maybe we can make something happen. I want to peel for this guy. Might die. Nice, good. That easy camp that we got just got all the bot. So now we're 16. The cooldown reduction on W, I just really like it here, especially if you take the 13 taunt. Like, then you're Wing more often. So even just throwing your W at the enemy team is putting poke on them. And it's only on a 6-second cooldown, so you don't always have to throw your Q out, right? Nice, good team fight. Should be able to just boss off of that, honestly. Could be able to boss and core off of that, but I'm just gonna push. There's a few reasons for this too. I actually just want to get the XP. Oh, close. As I am leveling up this hero, like when I play quick match, I do like getting experience for my master. We could lose because of this, but you know, whatever. We have no support. Looks like we might lose because of this. Arya left us to go wave clear, like a god. Probably dead for that. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Could have killed the Tracer if I had landed my W there. I think my brain wanted to hit my ultimate. So I thought I was ulting. But I wasn't. And instead I whiffed my W, and then by the time that my brain caught up that I didn't actually want to ult, I wanted to W, I hit the ult, and it was way too late. Alright, so we could probably contest this. I'm probably coming in on the worst angle as well for the contest here, but why not? I think it's just one person. If it's two, then it's just a cigar. Oh, that's not where the creep is. We killed somebody else somewhere. Oh, Butcher. Oh, well. Butcher's just killing their whole team. I think the thing about Butcher is as long as you get the stacks, anything is possible. Oh, he's got the 4 charges instead of 3. I mean, he got me with a 4th charge. We can just push this. We should be able to with Sylph. I'm gonna get this Hydra off of him. Oh, shh. Danger, danger, danger. Wow. Okay, it's fine. We got all the keeps now. Just adding some suspense to this game, guys. Adding some suspense to this game. Now we only have to get 1 shrine. We have the 20 advantage. Even if they get boss, they still have a bot for it to push. Again, you want to get that experience, the fat experience when we're leveling up these new characters. so that we can get that master skin, especially for this guy. The master skin is absolutely insane. I would actually, if I was Butcher, just hypothetically, I would go top lane here because I think the other team is more prompt to come bot because of the boss. So, you know, in a world where the other team does boss right now, Butcher would be down here by himself. And they would get the boss and then rotate onto him. If he went top, they would have to go top. I think the other team's just letting us win. Classic. And that's going to be all she wrote. See, the other team did do the boss. That's funny. Just did it really slow. So that is going to be it, guys. I think I put a couple of the things that I talked about off. Look at that. Even get the MVP for the game. Awesome. Perfect. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and you learned a few things. Look at this. No fear. Self-off votes. But hopefully you learned a few things. Hopefully this kind of gives you a little understanding of this hero right from the start. I know there's still a lot that I can learn, and I still want to practice him so much. But I'm having a lot of fun with him. He does remind me of Kerrigan a ton. So I'll go real quick over the just stats too. Like most hero damage, doing pretty good. Siege damage is all right. But just the build as well. These are, yeah, I just think there's a lot with this hero that we still need to tap into, and I look forward to continue to play him, especially up until that Master Stick skin, as it looks just so sick. So thank you guys all for this, checking this video out. If you did like it, please make sure to throw an upvote, or a like, I guess is what it's called on this website, right? And subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also check me out on Twitch and Twitter, which will both be located below. I just recently updated my tier list. Always check out those tier list videos if you haven't already. That will also be located below the channel as well. So cheers again, guys. Thanks so much for the support, and I will see you all next video.